Gregg Goodman from Gregg Goodman Farmers Insurance. Now, when you hear something about an overturned vehicle off the 14 freeway, are you hoping that perhaps that's not one of your customers?
I always worry that anyone could be one of my clients out there, and I got to hope they're safe.
And this is first and foremost, but secondly, of course, their level of coverage, even on a solo vehicle, can determine not only what kind of care they get afterwards, but also how easily or a repair can be fixed on their car.
Correct. Right? And that's one of the reasons why you should have I very strongly believe in having a personal agent.
Right. So they can explain that to you because, there's the liability that's required by law to cover, if you get in an accident with someone else, but that doesn't necessarily cover you for damage or even anything else.
Correct.
And so that's the thing. And when we're talking about having a personal insurance agent instead of the 800 number or the emails or whatever, or you see the TV commercials all the time for the stuff, the kind of the faceless entities out there, or people who go just strictly on price, but it's again some sort of conglomerate where you're calling a number, you don't have any opportunity to even maybe sit down with someone in person across the desk from you and review your policy, what's the best for you. This is why it's important to have someone who is local and actually a personal agent that can meet all the needs.
I'm a strong believer in that. That's the reason why I became a farmer's insurance agent, to deal with the public. And that could be for personal insurance and commercial insurance. It's always good to have just one agent. It's just like having you have one doctor, you have one dentist. Why not have just one insurance agent? It's just a lot easier. You know who to call. You have our email. You have our cell phone numbers. We're available 24/7. I've heard a lot of nightmares about people calling the 800 number on a weekend trying to get a rental car.
Right.
Okay, and they'll say, "Oh, we'll call you back on Monday," but what are you supposed to do in the next 2 days? So I think it's very important.
Exactly. And again, the opportunity every now and then to review the policy, because this is maybe, in some cases, some people can be overinsured, especially as things such as the age of their car gets to that point, or if they've paid off their house. Usually it's always good to have homeowners insurance, but there is insurance that is required as part of your mortgage to even just review some of that stuff and what kind of multiple use discounts and things like that you have.
Right,
as well,
and
right?
one of the things that the 800 companies do, they'll just quote you a price. They won't go over if you need a $1 million personal umbrella or a $5 million umbrella, or what other discounts you really need. I strongly believe you need a person to sit down and talk to you.
And of course, I mentioned homeowners, but also very important if you are a renter. That renter's insurance is very important because in most cases, something happens to the home. Let's say a big giant tree falls on it. It's going to cover the homeowner who actually owns the house for those repairs, but not necessarily stuff that's inside.
Right, but the biggest thing on renters, a lot of people, if you go rent a place, they'll require you to get $100,000 liability coverage, but that only covers the condo. The renter, like the apartment building. Okay, but you should get your own renter's insurance, because what people don't understand, if you get something stolen out of your car, it doesn't go into your car insurance, it goes under your renter's insurance or your homeowner's policy. So that's one of the things that you would really need a personal agent to explain those things to you also.
That's why it's important to have a personal agent. And again, go over that. And a lot of people, Greg, don't even understand what a deductible is, how that works. Why do I have a $500 deductible instead of a $250 deductible? Or, and there are differences in how that all works out, and just having someone explain that to you.
And there's plenty of discounts. You get discounts for having your home, auto, umbrella, life all together. Right. And like I said before, farmers, I've been a farmer's agent for 22 years. I believe in farmers and my agency. I've had Carolyn in my office for 22 years, and I've had Kathy in my office for 5. So we have commercial. We have Carolyn does all the commercial, and Kathy does all the personal lines. And
longevity, and people who know what they're talking about. Gregg Goodman Insurance, located on Avenue Stanford in Valencia. That is in the Industrial Center.
Correct.
The original Industrial Center.
Yes.
254-6739 is the number you can call, or your cell. Can I give that out?
Absolutely.
Okay, I want to make sure. 803-2028, and ggoodman@farmersagent.com. Common spelling for Goodman. So perfect. Greg, always a pleasure having you come in to talk with me about this stuff. And I think it's really important because, again, if I didn't have someone who could actually explain how this stuff works to me in my family, I would be lost. So I think it's really important and to review coverages, to understand what's going on and why you're paying for what you're paying for. And of course, also the multi-use discount or the multi-umbrella discount. I think it's really important. So
that's awesome.
One agent for all your needs. Again, thanks for stopping by. Always a pleasure to chit chat with
All
you.
right. Well, thank you very much for everything.